everyone, and welcome back to Butterfly Dreams Crochet and More. My name is Jeannie, and today we are going to discuss the 2023 Crochet Along for the Yarny Fiber Sisters. I'm going to answer a lot of questions that have been asked, and everything will be in this one video. So what it is, this year we did a mosaic blanket based on the colors in the calendar that we chose for last year. For this year, which was the Scenic Beauty Calendar. This year, Veronica chose two different ones, the Blossom and the Landscape. Now, if you cannot find these calendars, you can get any calendar that you want to get and use it. Does not matter. We just ask that you send us a picture of the back of your calendar where we have all of the pictures that are for each month of that calendar. Because this starts January and then goes to February, March, and so forth down to December. Now, these two did come with these two little individual calendars as well. We're going to talk about them a little bit more. But before we get into that, I would like to welcome all of my new butterflies that have came over and joined the channel. Thank you so very much. This is our channel, not my channel. So I appreciate you becoming a part of your channel. Thank you for hitting that subscribe button and becoming part of the butterfly team. I really, really do appreciate it. Also, to all of my returning butterflies, thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all. We're just one big happy family over here, y'all. We don't do drama. We don't do mess. So here we try to uplift, motivate, encourage, and inspire one another in every way that we can. And if we only do one person, then we have accomplished what our motto is. Inspire, motivate, encourage, and uplift. If I can't do anything to help you, I'm not going to do anything to hurt you. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. So what is the Crochet Along for 2023? Veronica and I have came up with a blanket that we're going to be calling the YFS scrap blanket, or half and half. We put the stitches together ourselves. She came up with some of them, I came up with some, and we created this. I will start my tutorial tonight for this blanket and get it scheduled to come out at the end of the year. And what you're going to do, as you see here, you're going to pick colors from the calendar and you're going to work it up in this order. Now this has 7 rows of granny stitches, but we've narrowed it down to 4. I am asking that you use a contrast color here where the white is, and also for your single crochet row before your bobble and your single crochet row after the bobble. Now I will be using white, and I will be using white for my 2 single crochet rows as well. The reason I'm asking that is every bobble row, every single crochet row before and after your bobble row will be one color. That means anything below that bobble will be a month. So this is January. Then I would, after my single crochet row here, then I would start working February. And then I would, when I got to my bobble, I would know that now I'm going to March. So each bobble row would indicate that a new month is fixing to come in. Now you can repeat this as many times as you want to. You can make as many rows of granny rows you want. It does not matter. You can make it completely your own. The only thing we ask is that you use the colors in the calendar. Also, we're going to be creating and designing a boho cardigan in crochet. That too will be released the end of the year. You can make that using any yarn you want to, or if you don't want to make the blanket and you want to do the boho cardigan, you can do the boho cardigan using the colors in the calendar. And I have to say, it'll definitely be a boho cardigan of many colors. Kind of like that Dolly Parton song, Coat of Many Colors. Have y'all seen that movie? It's nice. I enjoyed it. I was watching it the other night. Again, for the second or third time. So it would definitely be a boho cardigan of many colors. Now what I'm going to like about the blanket, because of the granny stitch rows in there, the granny cluster rows, it's going to look like a vintage blanket. And I love something that looks vintage. Of course, probably because I'm old. And I love myself. But what you will do is you will look at the first month's, which is January, and you see a white cream looking color. You got like a mustard yellow in the flower and in the butterfly. Then you got this blue looking color, and you got this like smoky green. This is like a army green. It's showing up darker on there, but it's more like an army green. And you got black. You got this beige color here. So if you just wanted to use the picture of this one, that is fine. And if you only wanted to use the blue, the cream, and the gold, or the brown, the blue, and the gold, that is perfectly fine. Then you look at the blossom calendar for the month of January at the picture. You have these beautiful lavender colors and blue and green. So if you wanted to use those colors, you could also use those colors. You could use all of the colors that in it if you wanted to. It's your choice. You make it whichever way you want to make it. And that's what makes it fun and unique and exciting, because everybody's is going to be different, because we're not all going to pull the same colors. Then if you wanted to incorporate some of the colors from the landscape magazines, Lord have mercy, from the landscape calendars, you could also do that as well. Like I see some red here in the top of the trees. You got a little purple down here. You got like a smoky, not a smoky, but like a cloud color here. And then you got this pretty blue up in the sky. Then if we go to the big calendar, and of course you got green. I didn't mention the green. Look at this beautiful, well, it's not going to show true to color, but this is like a teal green color. Then you have this like charcoal gray color here that looks almost black on my camera. Then you have these browns and this like sand color here. Then you even have like snow on the mountains. And then the sky is actually like a brownish color. So, maybe this was a volcano that erupted. I don't know if it tells us. And it does not. So, this may actually be a volcano. But you have this pretty sea green, beautiful, beautiful watercolor in there in the bottom. So you could incorporate those colors with your picture. And I think that would be beautiful together. So now, questions that I've gotten. You work on this blanket when you want to work on it. If you want to work on it month by month, you work on it month by month. If you want to work on it and get done with it in 2 months, that's perfectly fine too. What we look for is the colors in the calendars. That's why if we're going to use a different calendar than what we have, we ask that you send us the pictures on the back. In the tutorial, I will give you the multiples. You will make your chain as wide as you want it. You will make your blanket the width and the length that you desire. As long as you use the multiples, everything will flow the way it should flow. I'm actually going to start the tutorial tonight, and I should be able to get through with it. I will be starting it by starting my blanket. Also, we're going to be doing the All in the Family mandala blanket. I'm going to bring that pattern in and show y'all that. Okay, so this is the All in the Family mandala blanket. Now, some people do want to do this like a make along, so we will do so many rows a month on this, and we should be complete with this in June or July. It's 50 rounds, so, and once we get all of the, if we're going to be done in June, we will need to do at least 8 rows a month, which is doable. This is a free pattern from yarnspirations.com website. I will leave the link in the description box down below where you can click on it, print it off. Now, you will need 2 hook sizes for this. You will need a 6.5 and a 5.5. For the 5.5 millimeter hook, the row 25 is the only row that you'll use that hook on. You will use the rest for the 6.5 millimeter. Also, you will need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 skeins of yarn. You pick your colors that you want to pick. If you like the colors that you see here, they have them listed here, and they use Red Heart with Love. Now, I will say this. I did the circular fall mandala blanket, which is also a free pattern from yarnspirations.com. I needed more of the sea color right here. I cannot say that to be sure on this one because I have not worked this one up. I am waiting until January and we can start this together. Now, our last live is going to be December the 31st at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, and we will decide on that night when we will start this. So, and see if there's another way that y'all are interested in doing it as well. Keeping it the same where we do 8 rows a month, but I'm gonna talk about something else on the live, so y'all remind me. I'm not sure what colors I'm going to use on this yet, but I will do a video when I pick my colors out and let y'all know. Now, I do recommend that once you get your yarn picked out that you cake it up. You take a craft tag and you write on it. And you use a bobby pin to stick. Now, these aren't the craft tags that I use, but I'm just going to show these as an example. You would just write the name of the yarn, the color, and the alphabet. A, B, C, D, E, F, or G. And label it. And on my A one, I always turn over on the back. And then I put date started, the hook size that I'm using. And I put 5.5 millimeter row 25 only on there. That way I know when I started it and stuff like that as well. I also put how many yards is in each skein of yarn. Now, the one that I used more than one skein of the sea color on the circular fall mandala, I used all Premier Basics yarn on that, and they have 359 yards. If you cannot read a pattern, that is fine. They do also have the graphs that you can see kind of through there a little bit. And if you cannot read patterns or graphs, that's fine too, because Mikey from the Crochet Crowd has you covered. He has tutorials for this, and I have created a playlist on my channel called the All in the Family Mandala playlist, I think is what it's called. And they're all his tutorials. I just put them all in one on my channel so you can find them easily. So that is something that we're doing for next year for the 2023 calendar as well. Now, if you wanted to use the calendar colors, you definitely could. You would just pull 7 colors. So if you see 7 colors out of 7 months of calendar that you want to use, you could definitely use it. Not a bad idea. Now the other thing that we have going on is the collaboration with Angie from My Fairy Treasures. She is going to be doing a knitted boho cardigan and a blanket, knitted blanket. She's doing the tutorials for that as well. Also, if you are not knitting, that's fine. We got you covered on the crochet part of the blanket, and we also got you covered on the boho cardigan in crochet as well. So, Angie has done the tutorials for both the blanket and the boho cardigan already. Now, for each one of those, you will need a US 15 size 10 millimeter knit needle. You will need 4 weight yarn, 2 strands held together, or 1 5 weight held by itself. For the blanket, you will cast on 115 stitches, and she has made it to where it's 60 inches long. So if you knitted 5 inches a month, you would complete that knitted blanket in December. If you knitted 10 inches a month, then you would be finished with it in June. Now you do need US 15 10 millimeter knit needles with at least a 49-inch cable. For the boho cardigan, you also need the same size knitting needle, US 15 10 millimeter, 4 weight yarn held double, or 1 5 weight held single. You will cast on 115 stitches, and you will just make one big panel and then put it together. And you will make your panel based on your height. She does have the measurements for that already figured out for us. Let me locate my phone and I will give them to you. So we have this is going to be so much fun next year. So much fun. I am excited. She has my knitting juices flowing and got me wanting to knit. And then we also have Sis Linda that will still be doing stuff as well. Okay. So for the knitted boho cardigan, for a small medium, you will make it 51 inches. For a large extra large, 55 inches. For extra large 2X, 59 inches. And for 2X, 3X, 63. Now, if you wanted it bigger, if you wanted to do a 4/5X, then you would do 67 inches. And that's the width of it. So, okay, you're going to cast on 115 stitches, size 15 knitting needle, worsted held double, 5 inch per month. Width for the blanket is 55 inches, length 60. For the blanket, you will need, she's saying, approximately 3,500 to 4,000 yards. You may not need that much. For the boho cardigan, you will need 800 to 1,000. I would be on this, to play it on the safe side, I would say 800 to 1,500. Just depends on what size you want. Depends on how tight of a knitter you are and how loose you're knitting it too as well. So then Sis Linda is done a chevron, crochet chevron blanket that she will be releasing. You can use that if you would like to. She's also came up with a knitted blanket as well, and you can use that also. And once these release, I will put them all in a playlist. I'll put Angie's tutorials for the knitted blanket, the boho cardigan, my tutorial, Veronica's tutorial, and Linda's 2 tutorials. Well, we'll have 4 tutorials. Veronica and I will have one each for the boho cardigan, which are totally different. And one for the blanket. and then Linda's 2 blanket. I'll have all them in one playlist, and I'll share it to the community tab. That way y'all can save it. So, soon as they drop, I will do that. And this, you gonna work on this whenever you want to work on it. Really, the only one that we're doing together is the All in the Family mandala blanket. And honestly, some have already started it. They may be gonna do another one for next year as well. I know I'm on my second mandala blanket for the circular fall mandala. I love them. They're easy to make. They work up quick. And they're perfect stash busters, y'all. So, I hope this clears up a lot of stuff of information. Now, if you have more questions, please leave it in this video, in the comments underneath this video. Also, if you have not entered your bingo numbers for the December the 31st, go over and check that video out. I'll leave a link in the description box as well at the end of this video, where you can just click on it and get over there to it and leave your 5 numbers, 1 through 75, so I can write you down and you can be eligible to play bingo December the 31st. Because remember, we're not taking numbers the night of, and I'm not giving numbers out. So that means you need to write your numbers down. You need to keep them in a safe place and keep up with them. I suggest taking a screenshot. If you have any further questions, if I didn't cover everything, and I hope I didn't confuse y'all, please leave a comment down below, and I will write them down, and we will answer all of the questions December the 31st. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for being part of the butterfly team. Thank y'all for being part of the Yarny Fiber Sisters. We love y'all. I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your Friday evening. And until next time, be kind. Always smile. And I'll see y'all on the flip side of things. How about that? Bye, y'all.